on Facebook. Boom! Now live on YouTube. That's what I like. I like that when it happens. It comes up quickly, because I'm busy doing this show, talking to people, doing all kinds of fun stuff. All right, stop looking at myself in the video. It freaks me out when I see myself watching myself. It's weird enough when I got to see myself in the two videos. I don't need to add to it with me watching myself on Facebook about me. That just becomes really, really kind of just, I don't even know what to call that. Just really weird. Holy cow. Just really weird. Oh. So let me introduce myself. Hi, I am Louis Porter Jr., and you're watching Transparency Agenda Daily. Today, of course, is Wednesday. And if it's Wednesday, it's Comic Book Wednesday. We're going to talk about some comic book stuff. We might talk about some other stuff. But first, I'm going to be pimping out the same thing. Hey, Jeff, what's going on? I'm going to be pimping out the same thing again because we're having, at least in my head, I may not have told anyone, but I feel like it. Hey, Jason, we are having a fundraiser, a membership drive. Yeah, a membership drive. We're trying to do a big membership drive with our Patreon. Of course, our link will be in here. I'll be showing the link. You'll see it in the notes. Well, maybe I'll do it now. Maybe I should do it in real time. Because at the end, you'll see it at the end. Nah, I got to look at myself. Jeez, even crazier. Wasn't ready for that. So, our Patreon, of course, is going on. Jeff Lee, being one of the amazing writers on this. Michael McCarthy, Rich Redman. We're kicking up some crazy ideas. This first month is almost done. It'll be done next week. We're going to be moving on to floor 2, as we've been labeling it. But really, I'm calling it level 2. But I don't care. I can call it whatever I want because, I'm signing the checks. So that's the good thing of being the guy in charge. The floor 2 will begin next Wednesday, I believe, is the day it starts. We'll put up some new stuff. The PDF also available. Single transactions. See, Jason, we like doing subscription like this. Okay, so I guess we're gonna talk about this before we do comic books. So the reason we do it gives us time for us to put out one a day, get people interested. Most people are like, oh, just give it to me all at once. People always say that, but they don't always buy that way. See, that's what I've learned. People say, oh, I want it all at once. The cool thing about us is subscription based. You can get on for 1 month or you can stop 1 month. And every day you're going to at least get something from us. Usually you get at least one thing. Well, not every day, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, at roughly 5:30 is when I have it set up. I basically send the next room. So you can go get the room, boom, next room. And it has all linked. It's all ready to go. And you're all happy. You're like, yay. So that's what we do 5 days a week. On the weekends, I usually put up some interesting stuff like what's going on coming up for the following week or some free stuff we'll give away or depending on how I feel. Just stuff like that. We'll do interviews with the guys. We've done an interview already. Well, I guess I say a bio interview with Jeff. We've done one with Rich, and Michael's coming up. Yes, you are derailing me, but that's okay. Oh, okay, I get that. NSF fees. I work for a financial institution. I understand how banks do, and that's why you should join a credit union. See, another pitch for a credit union. If you don't know, credit unions are great. Banks are the devil. But I digress. So let me get started with the show, the simple stuff, because today we only picked up 2 books today. We did 2 books today. There wasn't a lot I saw. I wasn't really impressed with a lot. Let's start with the easy one. Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. I bought it because I like the book. I like Hal Jordan. He's one of my favorite Green Lanterns. I dig it. It's a good book. Something happens to this. I don't want to show it to you, but it's actually kind of like, ooh, a cool moment. And it's a pretty cool moment. It's a pretty cool moment. It's if you've been reading the book, it's very, very cool. You'll like it. But I don't want to spoil it for you. But it's a very cool moment. Very, very Green Lantern kind of moment. You should read it if you're enjoying it. Like I said, I like Green Lantern, so that's why I'm reading it. Of course, I'm picking up Future Quest. I've been pumping this book for the last, months. Just more Hanna-Barbera for me. Just more Hanna-Barbera for me. Look, I'm probably not going to stop reading this book, even if it doesn't get better. I mean, the book's a good book. I wish there was a little more action. There's so many characters in here, and there's so many different stories they got to tell from. They do a great good job, but at the same time, it's like, I want more. I want to read more. I want more. So very cool. There was a very cool moment that I thought was very interesting, and this is only if you're a fan of Hanna-Barbera. I'll show you the page. I'll show you up here first. If you know what this is, you're a Johnny Quest fan. He's not here. If you know what this is, you're a Johnny Quest fan. So Reyes pulls out his gun and starts shooting, and then this girl tells you, oh my God, Archimedes Zinn, which I didn't know Zinn had a first name, was ripped off this lady's, this scientist really, but this female scientist, her design for the spiders. And I'm like, oh my God, that's kind of cool. So being a fan of that, it's a very, very cool thing to do. I think they do a lot of setup. See, Jacob Black, they do a lot of setup in Future Quest. I wish they started moving stuff along. But I don't want to ruin it because if you're going to pick it up, one of my favorite characters of all time, makes a big appearance in here. But you've seen him in stuff, but you finally see him kind of where he needs to be. So I'm enjoying it. I'm liking where this is going. So, of course, you're on my comic books. I decided, let's talk about something that you guys don't usually get to see a lot of. So, most times we talk about very traditional, big comic book companies that have done very well. But sometimes, well, actually, before I even get into that, because I got a little time, there's two websites you should always check out if you're a big comic book fan. You should check out Newsarama and Comic Book Resources. Both the links will be in a thing. I'll put them in here quick, but I'll put them in the proper. Newsarama has all the new comic news that you might want to see. And if you don't know anything about comics, or if you're interested in comics, you just want to read something like, oh, this thing's coming out, like any kind of movie trailers for comic related stuff, check it out. It's a great website. Newsarama is one of my favorites. I've been reading Newsarama forever. I don't even know how long it's been. It's been literally forever. So I tell people, just keep reading Newsarama. It's good. Comic Book Resources used to be super fantastic. They just recently changed their format a while ago. I like it. It's okay, but I like the original format. But I get why they changed it. It made more sense. They're trying to be more modern, be more mobile. So the site fits more like that. The classic site was a classic site, but this is a very good change for them. So that's a good thing. And I think it's going to be an awesome move. So yes, check those out. You'll appreciate them. They're good sites just for news and stuff like that. If you want to get into comic books, that's a good place to start. So I digress. So I'm sure so many people have heard the term graphic novel. That is a horrible statement ever. It's basically, it means comic book, but they don't want to say comic book because comic books sound silly. They call it graphic novel, saying it sounds impressive. And people assume like these things are graphic novels. This is really a trade paperback. This is when they collect several stories together. I don't know why I'm telling you guys this because I know you guys all know this, but I'm just stupid. So one of my favorite books that I read, and I read the first trade, and once I read the first trade, I got me really into the book, was Negation. Now, Negation was done by a small company, CrossGen. I keep referencing CrossGen anytime I talk about comics. If you did not know, I'm a big CrossGen fan. I like this one so much. If you can, I'll show it here. See, Tony Bernard, who wrote it, was kind of to sign it. Tony Bernard also lives in Tampa. Also, the artist, Paul Pelletier, he, at the bottom, he also lives in Tampa. A lot of the old CrossGen guys moved down from wherever to live in Tampa. So you have a lot of comic book guys who live in Tampa or between Tampa and Orlando. It's very, very weird. So there's a good chance if you live in Florida, like I do, and you go to MegaCon, like I do, you can see them live and talk to them about the comics and stuff like that. This is probably one of my all-time favorite science fiction, straight-up science fiction comic books. It's got everything you want in a comic book. It's got a great idea. The main guy, Obregon Kane, is one of my favorite characters of all time. What makes him even more cool, just about everybody in the book has some kind of powers except for him. And there's a reason why. And he's the most dangerous guy. That's Obregon in the middle. He's the most dangerous guy in the entire book. Amazing character. There's Mercer Drake, one of my favorite characters. One of the coolest powers ever. I thought it was just a brilliant idea for powers. Javi, what is her name? She's a real bad chick. She's like a real bad chick. And she thinks it's a dream, that she's in a dream the entire time. It's very interesting. And Tony Bernard did a great job on this. Just a great science fiction type of novel and put together well, and just some of the cool ideas. Like Mercer Drake. Mercer Drake has one really cool power. It just amazes me. What's his main power? He's a thief. And he has this thing called a sigil. So basically it's a little red and yellow kind of kung fu yin yang sign. And basically taps in it to use his powers. Well, this guy's power is one of the coolest ever. He's a thief. And his superpower is that this thing empowers him to basically go after whatever he wants. So if he's a thief and this thing's behind a big wall, the thing empowers him to get to his item. As long as he knows where an item is, not even seeing, but just like knows where it is, he can go and get it. Nothing can prevent him from getting the thing he wants. Well, if you think about that, it's like, okay, that's kind of interesting. Well, the guy, it also makes him super tough and a little more hard to kill and stuff like that. But imagine if you're a thief and nothing in your way will stop you from getting what you want. So, there's just a lot of cool ideas they do with it. Some very, very cool things. It's a great book. Oh, sorry, I picked up the second one. Second one, Centric Trade, Baptism of Fire. I forgot to tell you, by the way, for all you military guys, if you want to pick this book up, you can find it probably anywhere. It's available a lot of places. The name of this one is called Bohica. And Bohica is an acronym for Bend Over, Here It Comes Again. And it gets said a lot by the main character. So you find out, he keeps saying Bohica a lot. So you find out, what's going on? Baptism of Fire is another great one. This baby, I don't want to ruin it for you, is very, very important to the story, incredibly important to the story, very interesting. So if you're a fan of science fiction, you want to check stuff out, I cannot say enough great things. Pick up Negation. You can find it probably relatively cheap on eBay, or find it in stores. You can find the original comics. I have all the original comics over in my tray, of course. That I wish that you see more kinds of stuff like this. This is the one thing that CrossGen did better than everybody else, and I was amazed that other companies never picked it up. CrossGen focused on doing lots of different genres. I mean, they went the genre pool and they did some really good stuff. I mean, from samurai stories to science fiction to fantasy, they covered a lot of different bases on the comics they did. And they weren't just doing guys in tights and superhero stuff. While they might have kind of had that look, they even had a reason. They explained why these people look this way, why they're wearing this stuff. And it was just a very smart company until they made some bad business decisions. But you know what? I always blame the same thing. This company would have done well if certain people who were involved, the main guy, listened to some of the people who actually were in the company, like guys who were comic book creators, and listened to what they said. And I heard stories about what happened. I heard stories about the pay, and it just, he didn't start paying people, and things fell apart. And I think they overstretched too quickly. I think if they'd slowed down and progressed as slowly as they did when they first started, they probably could have made it and continued to do very well. Now Marvel owns the rights to all their stuff, and they really haven't done anything with it. They tried revamping CrossGen stuff. It was really they did a bad job. I mean, holy cow! If they were smart, they would have picked up right when this stuff left off, because really they ended all the series in basically a middle of a big crossover, and the crossover never got resolved. The one that Tony Bernard wrote, who wrote Negation. So I was always like, I can't wait to see it. And thankfully enough, I've talked to Tony many times. He told me how it ended. I thought it was hilarious, but it seems like he had a lot of great stories ready to go in this and some really cool ideas. So there you go. That's the cool thing about comics. There's always some interesting, fun stuff you can read and watch and enjoy. So think about that. All right, that's it. It's done for the night. And before, since I haven't said this, since apparently I haven't been talking about this, we've actually lost 3 subscribers on YouTube. So make sure, look at that one. Make sure you check us out on YouTube. Very important. Also, check out our Patreon. That's very, very important. We are definitely trying to increase those numbers. We actually have some more people on. So, like I said, our Patreon is awesome. Check it out. It's going to be in the link. Check it out. Do what you got to do. And that's about it. And tomorrow, of course, is our Thursday show. Since I guess I'm going to have family over for turkey, I guess I'll talk to them a little bit. Maybe I'll talk to them. I don't know. I'm not going to talk to them. I'm going to talk more about this stuff. It's going to be fun for me. All right. So you all have a good Thanksgiving. Have fun times with your family and loved ones. That's important. And just have a good time. I'm going to go out here and do some more work and make some phone calls to some certain people and see what they're up to. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you all later.